Welcome to Blood Sugar Squad, your go-to channel for simple, actionable tips to manage diabetes and live your best life. Cherries. Sweet, tart, and undeniably delicious. But if you have diabetes, you've probably asked yourself, can I eat these? They taste like candy, but they're fruit. So where do they actually fall? Today, we're going to break down everything you need to know about cherries and diabetes. We'll look at the numbers, the different forms of cherries, and how to enjoy them without sending your blood sugar on a roller coaster. Segment 1. A Tale of Two Cherries. Before we talk about blood sugar, there's something important to know. There are two main types of cherries: sweet cherries and tart cherries. Sweet cherries are the ones you're most likely to find fresh in the produce section during summer. Tart cherries are much more sour and are usually sold frozen, dried as juice, or used in baking. Now here's where things get interesting. Even though sweet cherries taste like one of the sweetest fruits you'll eat, they actually have one of the lowest glycemic indexes of any common fruit. A 1-cup serving of fresh sweet cherries contains about 22 grams of carbohydrates, around 3 grams of fiber, and only about 90 calories. Their glycemic index is approximately 20 to 22, which is considered very low. That means the natural sugars are absorbed more slowly, producing a gentler rise in blood sugar than many other fruits. The glycemic load of a 1-cup serving is only about 3, which is also considered low. Because glycemic load accounts for portion size, it's often a more practical way to estimate how a serving of food may affect blood sugar. Cherries are also rich in anthocyanins, the antioxidants that give red cherries their vibrant color. Some studies suggest these compounds may help improve insulin sensitivity and reduce inflammation, although more research in people is still needed. Both sweet and tart cherries provide vitamin C and potassium. Tart cherries, in particular, have also been studied for their natural melatonin content and their potential to modestly improve sleep in some people. Since good sleep is closely tied to healthy blood sugar regulation, that's another reason cherries have attracted researchers' attention. But here's the bottom line. Even foods with a low glycemic index can raise blood sugar if you eat enough of them. Portion size still matters because the total amount of carbohydrate adds up. Segment 2. A quick word about heart health. There's another reason cherries deserve a place on your shopping list. People with diabetes have a higher risk of developing heart disease, and cherries contain nutrients that may support overall cardiovascular health. Their potassium helps support healthy blood pressure, while anthocyanins and other plant compounds have been linked with reduced oxidative stress and inflammation. That doesn't mean cherries are a miracle food, but they are certainly a smarter dessert choice than cookies, candy, or sugary baked goods. Think of cherries as one small part of an overall healthy eating pattern, not a cure, but definitely a nutritious choice. Segment 3. The portion rule and the cherry trap. A practical serving is about half a cup of fresh cherries, or roughly 10 to 15 cherries depending on their size. That's enough to enjoy their natural sweetness while keeping the carbohydrate intake reasonable. But here's where many people get into trouble. It's easy to sit down with a large bowl of cherries and keep eating without thinking about it. Before you know it, you've finished close to a pound of cherries, which can contain more than 70 grams of carbohydrates. Even though cherries are a healthy fruit, that's still a significant glucose load. A simple trick is to portion them out before you start eating. Put about half a cup into a small bowl, then put the rest back in the refrigerator. Avoid eating directly from the bag or container, because it's much harder to keep track of how much you've eaten. Now let's talk about the biggest cherry trap: processed cherries. Fresh cherries are an excellent choice, but maraschino cherries, the bright red ones often used in desserts and cocktails, are a completely different story. They're typically preserved in sugar syrup or corn syrup and contain very little fiber, making them much higher in added sugar than fresh cherries. Canned cherries packed in heavy syrup are another product to watch out for. The syrup adds a significant amount of extra sugar without adding any nutritional value. Dried cherries can also be surprisingly concentrated. Because the water has been removed, it's easy to consume a large amount of sugar in just a small handful. Sweetened dried cherries contain even more added sugar. Tart cherry juice deserves a mention as well. While it does contain beneficial plant compounds, the fiber found in whole cherries has been removed. That means the natural sugars can be absorbed more quickly than when you eat the whole fruit, especially if you drink a large glass. The same goes for cherry jams, preserves, and candied cherries. They're best treated as occasional treats rather than everyday foods. One final point. Both sweet cherries and tart cherries can fit into a diabetes-friendly eating plan. Tart cherries are slightly lower in sugar, but portion size is far more important than choosing one variety over the other. Segment 4. How to enjoy cherries without spiking blood sugar. The best way to enjoy cherries without causing a large blood sugar rise is to be intentional about how you eat them. First, pair your cherries with a source of protein or healthy fat. A handful of almonds or walnuts, a spoonful of natural peanut butter, or some plain Greek yogurt can all help slow digestion and create a steadier blood sugar response. Second, enjoy cherries as part of a meal or a balanced snack instead of eating them on an empty stomach. Combining them with other nutritious foods helps reduce their overall glycemic impact. Third, let your own blood sugar meter, or continuous glucose monitor if you use one, be your guide. Everyone responds to foods a little differently. If you're trying cherries for the first time, check your glucose before eating and again about 1 to 2 hours afterward. Your own results are more valuable than any general guideline. One more tip. Fresh cherries are wonderful when they're in season, but frozen cherries can be an excellent choice all year long. Just check the ingredient label and choose unsweetened varieties without added sugar. As one endocrinologist wisely put it, even healthy foods can raise blood sugar if eaten in large quantities. Cherries are no exception. Segment 5. Final thoughts. Fresh cherries are among the most diabetes-friendly fruits you can choose. They have a low glycemic index, provide fiber, vitamins, and powerful antioxidants, and can easily fit into a healthy eating plan when you pay attention to portion sizes. Just remember that not all cherry products are created equal. Maraschino cherries, canned cherries in heavy syrup, sweetened dried cherries, jams, and juices often contain much more sugar and much less fiber than fresh cherries. You don't have to fear cherries just because you have diabetes. Enjoy a sensible portion of about half a cup, pair them with protein or healthy fats, and let your own glucose readings guide you. That's the practical approach. Do you eat cherries? What's your favorite way to enjoy them? Comment below, and please share this video with someone who loves cherries but isn't sure whether they're a good choice for diabetes. Until next time, stay strong, stay sweet, but not too sweet, and keep thriving with the Blood Sugar Squad.